everyone, my name is Lauren Adelhoch and I'm going to be presenting Feeding the Future, which addresses the nutritional inequality in low-income communities. I want you all to imagine a classroom where behind the smiling faces, they have empty stomachs, lunches filled with sugary snacks, and a lack of knowledge on what they truly need to survive. For many students in low-income communities, this is not a choice. It's a reality impacted by limited resources and a lack of knowledge. The result, an increased rate in obesity and chronic illnesses and a decrease in academic success compared to their peers. Implementing nutritional education in low-income community schools is essential, not only to decrease obesity rates and chronic illnesses, but to empower students on the knowledge and the skills that they need to make healthier choices, to break cycles of poor health, and to increase academic success. Let me show you why you need to advocate for this cause. Due to poor nutrition and lack of preventative health care in low-income communities, they're at a higher risk for hypertension, type 2 diabetes, and cardiovascular diseases. For example, a study shows that a greater risk of diabetes was observed at a BMI of 23 or higher, with a corresponding increase in diabetes risk of 43% in men and 41% in women in low-income communities when compared with those who have a BMI of 8.5 to 22.9. Poor nutrition in low-income communities can also lead to an array of problems like developmental delays, poor academic performance, and long-term health problems, which all lead to a poorer quality of life. Jen Raw explains that combining more than a medium consumption of sugar-sweetened beverages and fast foods was associated with more stress, depressive symptoms, and suicidal ideation than their independent consumption. When individuals have access to nutrition, they are usually healthier, more energetic, and productive, which increases their well-being, which also increases the economy of the low-income community itself by decreasing healthcare costs and decreasing school absences. The author of the European Journal of Nutrition explains that the nutrient-dense food pattern characterized by higher consumption of dark leafy and red-orange vegetables, eggs, bean and peas, potatoes, was associated with better performance in reading. How can we solve this problem? Well, this problem can be fixed right in our schools. By addressing the poor nutrition in low-income communities, we need help from both the community and the government. A required course in schools can teach students how to shop effectively and budget for their meals, how to cook and prepare their meals, and it can also educate them on how to meal plan and the long-term benefits of a nutritious diet. Shannon Klisch and Catherine Soul explain that EATS, which is Eating and Physical Activity Tool for Students, data collection beginning in 2022, indicated the percentage of students who reported an increase in healthy food consumption, a decrease in sugary beverage consumption, and an increase in physical activity. This is consistent with our findings that the schools as hubs of health model can promote improved dietary behavior and improvements in the school environment. We can also encourage schools and community centers to grow community gardens. This can increase the access to nutritious food that these people in low-income communities might not have had access to in expensive grocery stores. For example, a study in Britain explains that between 2021 and 2023, healthier foods increased in price by £1.76 per 1,000 calories compared with 0.76 pound for less healthy foods, according to the Food Foundation. Fruit and vegetables are the most expensive grocery category, costing an average of £11.79 per 1,000 calories, while food and drink higher in fat and sugar cost £5.82. Another study explains community gardening was associated with higher fruit and vegetable intake, positive psychosocial and community outcomes. Now I want you guys to close your eyes and visualize. Imagine a different reality, where kids come to school without sugar snacks in their meals and without skipped meals, but they have better knowledge of what they need to thrive. They know how to read a nutrition label. They have a community garden that they can access, and they have courses that teach them the skills they need to thrive. In this world, kids are more alert, they're more confident, and they're more engaged. Obesity decreases, school absences decrease, academic performance increases, and students are equipped with the knowledge that they need to make healthier choices. Finally, we need to take action. Picture what happens if we continue doing nothing in our schools. Children come to school tired, they come to school malnourished and distracted. They grow up with poor habits, which increases the risk for diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and other chronic conditions, which increases the cycle of poverty and poor health generation after generation. Implementing nutritional education in low-income community schools equips students with more knowledge, not only to combat increased obesity rates and chronic illness, but to empower students with the knowledge and skills in order to make better, healthier choices, break the cycle of poor health, and achieve academic and personal success. It's time we stop treating nutrition as a privilege and we start recognizing it as a basic right. Let's invest in nutritional education in low-income community schools and give every child the foundation they need to thrive. Thank you.